been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits. Excuse me, I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. The crash came when the cash came. Spend it before you get it, like those rookies all on draft day. For the love like it's match game. Hit the ground running, really do it for my last name. They act different when the facts change. I'm not with the tip for tag games. In my own league, I don't chase game. In my own league, I don't hang with lanes. I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits. Excuse me, I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. Now how could that be? Talking about who can be talking about me. Feeling like Stretch where I got all this reach. Feeling too blessed when I step on these beats. Nah, how could that be? I could beat the pressure, I could beat the 2-3. Jab, jab, hook, then I duck and I weave. It was never you, it was me versus me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits. Excuse me, I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. Better up, get some, swinging for the fences, I might leave it in the sun. Every pitch a home run. Stack a couple tickets just to leave it to my son. Take it back while I be gone. Small city kid, couldn't dream a bigger one. A marathon, never run. Check the scoreboard, how I'm feeling like I won. I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits. Excuse me, I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting.
Yo, welcome to the Lunchtime Special Podcast, Hit and Run, hosted by your two favorite heavy hitters, Ronin and Fearless. This is where real talk meets real life, as these two powerhouses break down the latest in entertainment, travel, relationships, and finance. You know it's going to be raw, unfiltered, and straight up blunt. When these two get together, you better believe truth bombs are dropping and bars are being laid down. So grab your lunch, settle in, and get ready for 60 minutes of pure fire storytelling and hard-hitting insight on the events of today from their point of view. Buckle up, folks, sit down and grab your lunch. It's about to get...
Hey, we're back after a little bit of a hiatus. Hit and Run is back. We're going to be doing a lot more different things here. You see that this is Hit and Run late night. We'll also have Hit and Run lunchtime specials. We'll be hitting things hard and fast and giving you our opinions on certain things that are going on the round. Tonight, though, we're going to be talking about brothers in sports and how we're looked at. You know, how you doing, Fearless?
Brother, I'm doing all right, man. But it's crazy out here for the brothers nowadays, man. Man, from Texas to Ohio. Ohio getting a double whammy up in Cleveland. We got Cincinnati. We got Texas going crazy. It's hard out here for a brother, man. They doing us wrong.
Wow, man. They doing us wrong. They're assuming the worst of our people. You know, they're not giving us the opportunities that we've earned through our actions, not necessarily thinking that we're entitled to them. A lot of these brothers putting in a lot of hard work to change the destinies of not only their lives, but their families' lives. And they're really being felt. What they say back in the day? Run, ninja, run. You know what I'm saying? It's you do what we say, or we give you problems.
Exactly.
You know, and you only supposed to be there to play sports and entertain us. Other than that, you ain't got no goddamn opinion.
Shoot, not even just playing sports. You getting messed up playing sports. You know, you just like, I'm just trying to play a game. Why y'all doing me wrong? You know, I score, and you want to try to hit me, and you don't want to let me in the game. You know, ban. I mean, it don't even matter what merit you have nowadays, man. You know, it used to say we let the best man play, and that don't even happen.
No, man. I mean, even when my kid was growing up and I had him in sports, it was always favoritism, even on the team, man. You could have a talented kid, but if you had a booster that was throwing in them ducats and the coach knew it, he got a little bit of preferential treatment when it came to game time and playing time. You get what I mean? So I sponsor my kids Pop Warner League through junior high, through high school. I had a big ass banner at the fucking stadium. I did all the things I was supposed to do as a father to give him the best opportunity. You know?
Sometimes, unless you throw them a lot of money, none of that stuff matters.
Yeah.
You know, they
it doesn't. And we're gonna get into this here in a second. But before we do, because we're starting to ramp out some things, there's some things we neglect to say every time we start the live. And it's while we appreciate you guys joining us and giving us an opportunity to entertain you, we would appreciate if you and kind could just hit the like button. You know, either subscribe to me if you're coming in off of Fearless's channel, or go back over and subscribe to Fearless Live, because he has multiple channels now. Don't get him confused. Brother's working. He's got multiple YouTube channels, so he's doing all his lives on Fearless Live. So make sure you go over to Fearless Live and drop a subscribe. Pooh Man, you're my wrench in the room right now. If you could go and get the link for Fearless's new channel, Fearless Live, and drop that in the chat as well. I appreciate it.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
So you want to give the brief, because you had a whole rant behind the first video,
man.
And what was going on?
You want me to give like the introduction, or you want me to get a spoiler alert?
No, go ahead. Give your introduction, and then we're going to play some videos, and then we can go through the opinion.
All right. So let me give you a little bit of background. As you know, I will say Texas is a powerhouse. We'll give them that. But Ohio is a big powerhouse, as you can see by the #1 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes that are playing. So what happens is, you know, in Ohio, you get either a rich school, a Catholic school, they recruit. But sometimes, you know, we get some good city schools that come in. So in order to get to the state, we get Division I, we got an inner city school called Taft High School. They get to play a suburban school. So the suburban school is called Indian Hill. Indian Hill, I looked up the demographics of Indian Hill. Average home price in Indian Hill is $3.4 million. The white population is about 80%. The black population would be less than 1%. So that's the dynamics you're dealing with. When I used to live up there, you could kind of drive through. You can't really stop that much, you know.
Oh,
no
wow.
stopping. Yeah,
it's not one of those sundown towns. It's not a sundown town, though, is it? It's like,
no, it's just
brothers a hard time.
You know, they know you don't live there. They gonna question why you don't live there. This is the kind of place where the people pay the police to say, hey, you know, off duty, why don't you just come at the house? I'm gonna be out of town and just watch it for me. So it's a real higher class place. Well, last year they played for a championship.
We're gonna go over.
Well, I can't say for a championship. I would just say for they played for
we'll play for regionals. They play for
regional finals.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the brothers go out there, they play them, they lose, man. They lose like in the last seconds. They leave out, you know, they disappointed. Then the news comes. These Negroes done tore up the whole locker room. They done punched holes in the drywall, the ceiling. I ain't talking about regular holes. I'm talking about like gaps. Punched it all out. Knocked them out. It's like, what? The brother, it's brothers. They from the hood. That's what happened. Or that's what
at least that's what they said. Yes.
Exactly. That's what we was told.
So let's hold up there.
Let's play
some videos from there and show them how the media and everybody portrayed this incident at first. Okay. I'm gonna get into that. I think this is the first one.
Brother, we kind of switched up our stream. They was killing us when
high school football team accused of damaging Indian Hill's locker room after that emotional playoff loss.
And WLWT News 5's Danielle Dindak has been working this story for us all day today. She's live in Indian Hill with a look at the police report. Hi, Danielle.
Yeah, hey there, Shereen. Now, here is a copy of that police report. Now, inside it does say that inside that locker room, the drywall was not only kicked, but also punched. And a reminder, this all happened after that final whistle.
Under the Friday night lights, a massive playoff matchup. Two undefeated teams, Taft against Indian Hill. And it all came down to the fourth quarter, with Taft having a chance to tie it all up. A fumble at the goal line. Some argue the call was questionable, but it ended the Senators' perfect season. Those emotions spilling into the locker room and leaving behind a path of destruction.
Look at that. Let's play a little bit. I want to see what them. Look at what these niggas.
And I'm gonna play it, but I just want y'all to understand. Listen to the verbiage. I'm a person that pays attention to words. Words matter. Listen to the verbiage, destruction, these harsh words against these players when they're describing the scene and what happened and this assumed rage that they had. Listen to the assumptions in the reporting. They don't know this for a fact, but they're reporting it like they do. But go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and play that.
Indian Hill Athletic Director Brian Phillips sharing these photos with me of the visitors' locker room. Take a look at the walls, just ripped to shreds. Indian Hill Rangers were already on site as security for the game. A police incident report for the damage was taken. According to that report, quote, the locker room had large holes kicked and punched into nearly every piece of drywall in the room. The report going on to say the ceiling was damaged and garbage was left on the floor. WLWT reached out to Indian Hill School District, who released a statement that says in part, the administration at Indian Hill is working directly in collaboration with the administration at Taft on repairs. Cincinnati Public Schools telling me that they are aware of the damage, saying, quote, we do not condone destructive behavior and remain committed to promoting sportsmanship and respect at all athletic events.
CPS actually did go on to say that they are working with Indian Hill on those repairs. Indian Hill telling us that they are not seeking any charges. Reporting live in Indian Hill tonight, Danielle Dindak, WLWT News 5.
All right.
Not seeking no charges. These nigglets came out and destroyed your property. They punched holes the size of children in there. And you just want to report and not do no charges? That kind of seems a little suspect to me. Don't you think? Well, I'm moving. Look like we stuck. Are we stuck? Ronin, you all right out there? I hope we okay. I know we struggle streaming a little bit. You there, Ronin? Maybe it done went down. They don't want you to play this no more, man. Indian Hill done paid some money.
I don't know who they paying, but they got some connections, man. They getting me out here. They messing with this Filipino internet. So it's dangerous with me sometimes when I'm holding the reins. But go ahead and finish your rant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these nigglets out there, they went to this fine white establishment, out where these nice fine white folks are, and just destroyed it. They got butt hurt because they lost a football game. I mean, you can take the brothers out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the brothers. They will go anywhere and do some crazy
Wait,
stuff.
wait. What you trying to say, Drew? He said, who the hell puts drywall in the locker room? Everybody does, man. I mean, they trying to make the locker rooms look nice, and especially in Texas, bro. You don't understand. I don't know if you can explain it to them, but Texas is a whole nother thing, man. They spend multi-millions of dollars on these stadiums. These stadiums look better than some college level programs.
Yeah,
Okay, this is a big deal in Texas, but this is Ohio State, and they still spent some money over there, I believe. You got to tell me that you're in Ohio.
Yeah, they spend that money, but you know it's even more than just the money. It's
high school football team accused of damaging Indian Hill's locker room.
So, you know, especially with the Catholic schools, they got a big stream that comes in. But this is crazy. I mean, it's sad that, you know, the brothers go out there and this is what we got to deal with. Or so we were led to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you play that other clip? See if you can find that one.
Yeah, believe me, we struggle streaming a little bit. We're using a new program. Let us know how you guys like this one. What's we gonna pay here? Let's do the 2025, but then I want to revert back to 2024. But let's listen to this report.
Top seed Indian Hill, widely considered an underdog against the lower seeded Taft. The Braves, though, they came out like Goliath, and we'll see if David showed up. Devlin Daniel from 2 yards out will make this game 18-6 Indian Hill at the half. Just over 5 minutes to play, we pick it up. Taft right back in it. Monsana, Torbert to Lorenzo McMullen. That will make it a 25-19 game. 1 minute left to play. Taft, a chance to tie the game. Fumble!
You look like he was in the end zone already, though.
Indian Hill ball. The Braves.
Yeah,
it looked like he had already crossed the end zone.
And it was almost the same replay as the year prior, and I'm going to show that video next. But the year prior, they had something similar happen. And it was on the reverse. Taft actually was running the ball in, and they had scored to win the game, but they were killing them. There's no way. They beat their ass the year prior. So there's a little bit of revenge story in the back of this, if you really want to think about it.
Defense stands on business. They get their bench.
I don't know what happened. Okay. What is this one?
Yeah, you struggle.
Top seed Indian.
I am struggle streaming. We're going to go back to the 2 view here real quick. Go ahead.
Yo, there's struggle streaming. But you know what we really wanted to talk about, what this is, and when Ronin shows you some of this, it's just the bias that you see, even in the sports level. And I really want to get into this one once he shows the clip I want him to show. If you get there,
I'm there. I'm just loading. I can only load 5 videos at a time, so it's like while you're talking, I'm loading other videos that we want to show.
Yeah, no problem. If you can show the short clip of the guy's opinion, I just want to go there.
Yeah, I can do
other news on that.
Hold on 1 second. News report 1. Reaction. We'll load that one. While we're loading that one, we'll play this guy.
Football scandal going on in Ohio right now. And boy, this is crazy. So last week in Ohio, we had the Region 16 semifinal between Taft and Indian Hill. Obviously, 2 really good teams going up against each other. And to keep a long story short, basically Indian Hill ends up winning after Taft is driving and they fumble the ball at the goal line and Indian Hill recovers in the end zone, ultimately winning them the game. Obviously, this ends Taft's season. The players, coaches, whatever, are really upset about it. But then after the game, Indian Hill's athletic director goes up to Taft's AD and says, "Hey, we got a problem." And by the way, I talk about stories that ESPN doesn't cover, so if you want more of that, make sure you're following. "Your players absolutely destroyed our locker room." He said there was damage to the walls, the ceilings, the floor, like everything was damaged. So the AD from Indian Hill ends up filing a police report about this. So the AD says that they don't want to press any charges, they just want the incident documented. And everyone, including people, news, media, whatever, starts to go at Taft for this. Like they were getting a lot of heat. But it turns out the AD failed to report a pretty big fact about the story. Because the locker room was already destroyed before the
Look at that.
We're going to stop that right there. We're going to finish him. And we're going to go back to the news report having to apologize somewhat for the neglect of the school not telling the whole truth. But go ahead, Fearless.
No, I'll play that, and then I can go ahead and go off. You should have let the dude go ahead and play. Go ahead and play this dude.
Again, pay attention to the verbiage. I'm just somebody that keys off on words. And the minute I hear certain words, you'll see me snap up, like when old boy came in the room and said, "Ninja," kind of like what you did. You kind of like, what? Wait a minute. Did you just say something you weren't supposed to say? But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish this.
And thankfully, a member of Taft had a video they recorded before the game, timestamped at 5:43 p.m. when the kickoff was at 7, showing the damage. And also another coach who played there last year and this year, saying the holes were already there. I decided to do my own investigative work on this whole incident. This is the after, that's the before. I'll show you my findings, but if you want to play a game and look, go ahead and pause. 3, 2, 1. Mind you, these pictures were taken at a different angle, so
Let me say something. You are fucking nitpicking your ass off to find a minor damage where they're saying the damage is versus what it started to look like. You were really nitpicking. And if you knew that wall was effed up the way it was, then why would you have to say anything? That whole wall needs to be replaced. Anybody knows anything about drywall, just because they have a couple little dents in that wall, don't mean that whole fucking wall don't need to come down in the first place and be replaced. So, I mean, the points you're going to make and try to protect this school by making these little ancillary fucking, like, corrections lie, still not helping.
I think this dude is just trying to show.
It could.
No, go ahead, play it.
As I could find is right here. This hole is smaller than this one right here. Looks a little more elongated. This damage here seems to go a little bit farther down than this one right here. As you can see, the outlines between the two are just, they're not matching up. And lastly, over here, we have this edge that seems a little bit more damaged than this one right here. Now, I'm no contractor, but I know that drywall is very, very, very fragile, especially when it's in a state like this. And the difference between before and after is so minuscule that I can't see it possibly being intentional. In a locker room with over 50 people in there, someone is bound to run into a wall and damage it more. It's in shambles. And also another important thing to note, when the video was taken before the game, there is drywall all over the ground. So it's either A, the janitors are horrible at their jobs, or B, Taft went into the locker room and just started destroying it immediately. But for my final say as an investigator, I will say that Taft is innocent in their accusations that they destroyed this locker room. But as always, let me know what you think and who is in the wrong in this situation.
So here go the sad thing. The team played other teams all year. Those other teams that came and visited the locker room was like, them hoes been there. Like, we just played y'all 2 weeks ago, and it looked like the same hoes. Matter of fact, we played y'all last year, and that kind of looked like the same hoes that was there last year. Why are you blaming the Negroes? The Negroes didn't do that. And that's how it was. Look, let me tell you. Let me tell you how racist it was. When the news came out, how the news comes out, Taft, inner city school, goes to play suburban school, Indian Hill. This is what they left behind after they lost. In the story. Comment section. See, you can't trust them. This is what they do. Black people doing this. No home training. Inner city school. Every level going down with the racist comments there was. Right. Every racist comment you can do. And then the truth came out. And see, here's the thing. Indian Hill is in a league where it plays a majority Caucasian teams. And so the Caucasian teams came and said, look, that's already there. So when you have, it wasn't enough for the brothers to say, we didn't do it. It wasn't enough to show, hold up, why would we destroy the locker room before the game? We're gonna win. That's that thing. We don't destroy it before. We're not angry. So why would we do something before? We do it after, if we was going to do it. So one of the players had a videotape and a camera just out of just circumstance, luck, that he sent a picture that showed before the game ever started, the hose was already there. And then the backtrack started. Then, once they found out, we know you a lie, now what? But here's the sad thing. You already took those black kids before they graduated. They got the best education they could have gotten. They got an education in life. You condoned them. You said that you didn't look at them as students. You didn't look at them as players. You didn't look at them as athletes. You looked at them as thugs. Thugs that were going to destroy everything. You blamed them for something they didn't do. You had already convicted them before anything ever happened. And then you wonder why they behaved the way they behaved. It's because you've already labeled them. You didn't do any investigation. You didn't look at any view any tapes. You didn't ask anybody. You convicted them right off already because they was the color they was and from the location that they was. You labeled them thugs. You labeled them hoods. When the truth goes out, all those people who said all those things, quiet.
I live.
And what the news wouldn't do, this is what pissed me off. I did my rant on this. And I told him.
Teen News 5, leading the way.
Hold on, go ahead.
What they didn't say is this some racial shit, man. They didn't do that. Oh, this is just a mistake. And we didn't, there was some holes in it, but there was 10 holes before.
Now there's 12.
But it looked like it's 11 now. Like 11 and a half. Come on, man. They didn't mention any of that. And the reason that the comments got so hard is because the racial aspect of it. It's easy to say those black inner city kids did it. But as soon as the truth comes out, where everybody at? Where's the apologies? Yeah, and here's the thing. As they say, a lie can travel around the world before the truth can put its boots on. Your lie damaged them already. So you apologize and did nothing. Nobody reads page 6 of the news paper if we read newspapers anymore. Or nobody reads, oh yeah, they messed up later on. It's the headline that gets them. And you already put that headline out of how bad they were. And just say, oh yeah, we made a mistake. What the hell? Go ahead and play that, brother. Go ahead. I don't want to get upset before my drink gets too deep on it.
5, leading the way.
24 hours after we first told you about damage inside Indian Hill's visitors' locker room, we're now getting a clearer picture about the photos and the timeline. Thanks for joining us here at 5 o'clock. I'm Shedeur.
And I'm Mike Dardis. So Indian Hill School is issuing a new statement today saying the damage was done before Taft players entered the room. WLWT News 5's Daniel.
You issued a statement already now? After you already went... Come on, you did a police report. You did all that. Now you want to
get feet into that lie. You stepped both feet into that lie, thinking nobody had any pre-recorded film. Then when you see the film comes out, instead of you totally retracting the statement, instead of you apologizing out your mouth first and say you guys might have heard it wrong, but this is really what the facts are. You didn't say I'm sorry. We didn't say nothing about I'm sorry for defaming the team. The team was outstanding. We had a good fight. Nothing. You went right into rolling into additional damage. But then, oh boy, that made the comment about the floor having drywall on it and the janitor possibly not. Yeah, the janitor didn't do his motherfucking job. Period. Don't blame the kids for bumping in and knocking down new drywall bits on the floor. That janitor did not clean up that locker room. And they did that shit on purpose. What kind of team that has millions of dollars given to it every year don't fix up their locker rooms? And then the visitor locker room. What the fuck? That damage has been there for almost a year, they're saying. From what we heard and what you were saying, Fearless, other teams from prior seasons have come in and said that locker room has always been fucked up. Now, this is a multi-million-dollar school. What kind of message are they leaving the visitors of their team? And then there's a purpose behind why they decided to report Taft of all the schools that came. But we're going to play this one out, and then I'm going to show you the revenge factor in this.
joins us here with the latest message from the district tonight. Danielle.
It wasn't until this afternoon that Indian Hill confirmed to us that there was damage from past athletic seasons to the drywall in the locker room. Tonight, Indian Hill confirms 2 teams of administrators toured the new damage from Friday. In this new statement, Indian Hill also stressed both schools working closely together on repairs and no charges are filed.
Tonight, Indian Hill sending WLWT an update.
I'm sorry, I just got one quick thing. That logo damn near looks like a swastika to me. I'm sorry, it just does. But I'm gonna let that go on. Y'all sit there and look at that logo for me.
Statement claiming misleading information was reported about the damage, saying, to be clear, there was previous damage to the drywall from past athletic seasons prior to the game. That information.
Notice he said seasons, plural, meaning more than one. They've let that fucking locker room look like that shit.
Was disclosed to Taft when the 2 teams of administrators toured the new damage that did occur on November 14th. The damage that occurred on November 14th involved both additional drywall damage and structural damage to the wall. My communication with Indian Hill started on Monday. On Tuesday morning.
How did they know? Look, man, that's like this. Let me tell you. I live in Texas, and one of the things that you want to do in Texas is we got hailstorms, man. Other people got this other stuff. We got hailstorms, and if you ever see a car that looked like somebody just took a hammer and just was like ding 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 ding, so imagine your car got 100 dings in it, and they say, "Well, I just want to tour the part where you put the ding in." What the hell you talking about?
The whole car is replaced.
Yeah, you got a drywall with 100 holes in it. How you know what hole wasn't there and what was caused by that? How do you know? Say, well, this hole is their hole. And what is that? And what does that matter in the scheme of things? If you got to replace the whole wall, what damage would they have done? You got 20 holes in it. And now they put, even if they just, I ain't even saying they did, but let's just say they put 1 hole in it. Or somebody, usually if you have a hole, somebody just starts working on it. Like, what the hell? But here's the thing. That was just their justification. That it wasn't that they even know that. It was just their way to try to justify why they said what they said. Like, well, there was some additional damage.
News 5, leading the way.
Sorry, go ahead, finish.
No, it's just they're just making some stuff up just to justify, so it's not like, we wasn't really look, we wasn't lying. We just, we just telling the truth. Y'all, it was y'all that didn't hear us correctly. We told what happened, and we didn't want, and they're gonna say it on here. We just filed. We didn't want no kind of police report. We were just making an incident so we could, but we weren't trying to go get nobody in trouble now.
But now listen to that lie right there. The statement they even put out on their own words. The locker room had been damaged seasons with an S prior to this incident. There's additional damage, but we just wanted to document the additional, that just like Fearless is saying, oh, that extra ding that's already been from hail damage all over your fucking car. You want to report the extra little ding after the car has already been written off for the panel damage itself by the insurance company or whoever.
But here's the thing. Why you need to make a report? Meaning you got to replace the whole wall anyway. You got to replace the whole wall. What did it matter to say there's another? It was just.
Let's get through this, because then I'm going to go back to the conspiracy theory of why I think all this really happened. Because it's not about money.
Hill sent me these 2 pictures that I was told WLWT could use showing the damage. The athletic director also issued a statement that read, Friday, November 14th, during the Indian Hill Taft playoff game, some drywall damage was sustained to a wall in the Indian Hill visitors' locker room, not disclosing to WLWT that there was previous damage to the walls. In our original story, WLWT did mention the fact that the administration at Indian Hill is working directly and in collaboration with the administration at Taft on repairs. And we included CPS's statement that the district is aware of the damage, adding, "We do not condone destructive behavior and remain committed to promoting sportsmanship and respect at all."
Destructive behavior. Now, they didn't do shit, but it's destructive behavior. We're going to finish this.
Events. Cincinnati Public Schools will continue to work with the leadership of Indian Hill. Last night, WLWT started receiving comments questioning the damage. An alum of CPS pointed us to this video that he says shows the damage to the wall was in fact there more than an hour before the game started. If you slow the video down, you can see the holes in the wall. Tonight, CPS is standing by its original statement. As for Indian Hill, the new statement stressing that it wants protection for all student athletes. Saying in part, "On behalf of Indian Hill, we issue a note of apology to all families who felt like there was misleading information released. This is not the intention of responding to media
That's a freaking lie, but we're going to get to that.
requests."
And during reporting, WLWT learned of a police report that was filed, but the district was not seeking charges. Also, nowhere in that police report did it tell us that they mentioned that prior damage to Friday night. Now, we have all of the statements from Indian Hill and CPS along with that police report right now over on our website, WLWT.com. Danielle Dindak, WLWT News 5.
All right, great.
Both of us shaking our heads like, that's a damn shame.
And
Listen, first of all, the news station had to put a retraction. They did it kindly and it was soft, but it was really a retraction to the original story because they already know the original story was a lie. And they also could be in a countersuit for defamation of character to the school and individual players. So they had to put out that second report to kind of clear up some of the misconceptions of their first reporting based on the fact that the other school was already lying.
Just ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I called it what I said. This is a racial component, man.
Yeah.
And before that, every Nazi racist person, this fixed into their stereotype. But they never have the same energy when the truth is out. Nobody came to them with that same energy to say, look, y'all lied. You misled. None of that. It's just swept under the rug and passed on. And we just want tonight to just show you, man, that though you can be successful, though you can be in a place where you've done nothing, there's sometimes the man, the system, it's never on your side. So you almost have to be extra cognitive of what you do. Because even when you don't do nothing, still against you.
This is the actual statement. You guys read through this.
You know, word that sticked out to me was severely.
Yes.
Severely. Go ahead and read that. Go ahead.
I was assisting Indian Hill School with security for the high school playoff football game against Taft High School when I was notified the visitors' locker room had been severely damaged. The locker room had large holes kicked and punched into it, nearly every piece of drywall. Notice he said piece of drywall, because when you go to repair it, you don't repair one little inch of the drywall. You can, but most likely you're going to replace the whole sheet or the whole wall. Okay. The ceiling or the drop ceiling had been damaged and the garbage was left on the floor. Okay. There was chips and shit on the floor when they showed up. I spoke with Indian Hill's athletic director, Brian Phelps, who stated he will be speaking to Cincinnati Public Schools for reimbursement for their fucking damages. What the goddamn hell? Now, you already admitted that this has been damaged for seasons.
Well, hold up. But this is before that.
Yeah. But let me finish. He also stated that he would be contacting the athletic director of the league about the players' behavior. What did the players do that you're going to contact the league to get them in further trouble when they did nothing wrong? And you know the damage was already there as the athletic director. You know the conditions of your facilities way before this happened. Mr. Phelps stated he is not looking for criminal charges, only wanting the incident documented, meaning I want to smear the shit out of these kids.
Not even that.
And their school's reputation.
No, yeah, they want money, man. It comes down to money.
No, it's not money. For them, I think it's, and I'm going to show you why.
Because he said something about damages. He wanted the damages.
Yeah. No, he don't want the damages. He just wanted the police report to smear the name, and he was going to work it out with the district and the school to have the repairs done for no cost to them, even though the damages have been done most likely by them, by some student prior to this. But I'm going to show you, this is the conspiracy 1 year prior.
And then I'm going to answer Drew when he said...
just outside of town tonight, Taft and Indian Hill. Big matchup in Division 4. The Braves took down the Giant a couple weeks ago, went on the road and knocked off Clinton Massey. Was Taft up to the challenge tonight? I'll tell you, Aaron Dowdell is. Taft already up 7-0. Aaron's pick six makes it a 14-0 Senators lead. After halftime, Indian Hill with the football again. This time they're going to cash in on the opportunity. Devlin Daniel flipping awesome. So it's a one-score game, but in the fourth quarter, Nijay Hill ices it. And Taft is 1 win away from a trip.
Look at that score, 30-14. It wasn't just about them trying to get back at Taft for beating them the year prior and going to regionals. One, if you run this back, I already told you I think that logo looks like a swastika. What is that color, red and white? What team does that represent? Alabama. Look at the numbers on the helmets, specifically like Alabama. What do you think that school is like? Alabama. I think that school is so racist in their mindset. How dare these black boys come into our wealthy ass neighborhood in our football stadium and beat us? And they were smoking hot the whole fucking year. And when they finally got back to the same situation, going to regionals, having the same matchup. Now, this is a year prior news report. Now, remember, seasons of damage have been done in that locker room. You would think they could have did that last year. Nah, they waited. They literally waited. That's premeditated. That is premeditated, bro. There's no way to think about that any other way as you premeditated this whole situation to not only defame Taft as a football powerhouse, but make yourself look like the fucking the victim and get monies to recover that you don't want to spend out of your own pocket, because I'm sorry, some people that have wealth are misers. They don't want to spend their own money.
Yeah, we gotta spend that.
Everybody else's money.
And this, look, this is how it always goes, man. This is how it always goes. They extract the resources from the people who can not pay it the most.
Yeah.
Police officers, they give tickets like, well, I'm going to give him a ticket. The dude who could pay it, we're going to let him slide. There was some woman, I just seen this in court. The judge, he came in and she's like, well, what you want me to do? There's a fine. He's like, I drink. I can't pay the fine. I can just stay here. And it's like she didn't even listen to him. She said, well, the fine will be, this much money and this. He's like, what I'm telling you, I have no money. This is never getting paid. And she just didn't even listen. And the thing is, so what'll happen is this dude won't pay the money. He'll get arrested some other time for failure to pay the money. And he's telling you, and then, hold on, this was a white dude. And he's paying it. But it came down to that whole thing that no matter what. And I'm going to share this real quick. I just want to address Drew, what he said. He said, fearless, those Nazis pulled up to Black Ohio neighborhood looking for smoke, but couldn't find it. Yeah, I don't know if he's talking about this, but This is what happened. Am I sharing? Can I share? How does that go? Or you got to press something?
Hold on. Yeah, maybe I have to press this. Hold on.
So yeah, they did pull up. A black community, Ohio, the Nazis did pull up. They came out. They had their Nazi flags. They did all that, and then this is what they was facing when they got there. A whole bunch of brothers armed, and it was like, look, I'm sorry, you can't come to our neighborhood. You can take that somewhere else, but yeah, we don't play that here.
When you have brothers way before this even happened saying the revolution will be televised.
Look, they taking their kids to school with their gun. They like, we don't play that.
Yeah, brothers have had guns for years. There is no longer a militia is going to show up and just try to take over a black neighborhood.
No.
We've been shooting longer and killing ourselves longer than they have. And half of these white boys might dress right, but I swear to God, the minute a bullet comes flying at their heads, it's fucking over for them.
Look, while I'm here,
and I'm not trying to spout up no racism or anything, but I'm
just talking about racism because while I'm here, let me go ahead and if you let me share this one while I'm here.
He said, "While I'm here."
Yeah, while I'm here, because let's see, can I make it bigger? Maybe I can a little bit bigger, but y'all know this story.
Hit this button right here.
Look, hold on. I just got to stop right there. Look. Boom. Did you see that? It's not that he walked through like, let me get through. He did the nudge.
He
like,
threw the bow. He threw the bow.
Look,
yeah, he threw that bow.
He threw it. Look. Watch this. Get out my way. And if he can do this on national TV, and this is Texas, baby. This is a Texas trooper. If he can do this on national TV in a stadium filled with 80, 90,000 people and have no issues, what you think he gonna do on the side of the road when he stop you?
Thanks.
What you think gonna happen if he can walk through all this? Look, this is just purpose. There was no they coming out. He didn't. There was no reason for him to do this. But look, boom, get the. Why he got to go between them? He threw them bows, bam, get out, and then he threw the bows and came that damn like, what you think you doing? What was you going to do to him? Look, I mean, just think about that. Look at that. That's just crazy. That's crazy. I told you. You know what he called him. You know what he called him.
Oh, yeah.
You know what he called him.
We all know what he called him.
So, Matt, so what we really want to show you tonight, man, is it sometimes it don't matter. I know on other shows we talk about racism and pull yourself up and do that. And we agree with that. At least I do. Let me just speak for me. I agree with that.
I believe that.
But there's some circumstances that you can still do everything right.
Right. And still get blamed.
Mad at you for no reason. Because you are who you are. And that's what you got to be cautious of. That you can not destroy anything and your name still be spread like that. That you can, this dude had a hamstring injury. That's why he didn't slow down. When he went through the tunnel, before he went through, you see him limping. So usually what happens is you don't want to pull up, because if you pull up and stop, it causes more injury. So that's why even if you see anybody on 100 meters, they just continue to run. There's no like, I crossed the finish line and I stopped. You continue to run and let your body just slow down. He was pulling up, injured. Let me go through. And they win, and they it's like, nah. Who you think you are? Who do you think you are? Get off my way. I mean, what you gonna arrest him? you gonna arrest him in the state? I mean, come on. And then I watched the bootlicking Ossifer Kunisberg Tatum justify this. Say that, oh yeah, well, you know, what they should have did was the should have went back and the captain would have just said, you know, we just throwing this under the rug and doing this. Man, you are an officer. You're supposed to be a professional. You're supposed to represent that uniform. And if you tell him you can just throw this under the rug and that means that, what are you saying? What kind of captain would you be to not direct your people to say, man, what you did was you just destroyed the whole reputation of not only this department, not only Texas, but every police officer out there just by your actions. That's unacceptable, won't be tolerated. That's how you're supposed to handle it. But when you accept it,
you in Texas, you're a Texas officer. What if that student had gotten hurt by you doing that? You added additional damage to that football player. Now you affected the game. Who the fuck do you think you are as an supposed to be a peace officer trying to affect the outlay of a football game? And everybody can fucking see that you did it. So you basically saying you're a crooked cop at this point. And you're above the law and fair play and ethics and morals and all the other things that go along with what you just did. And you're supposed to be the person that upholds the law. And you're supposed to be the person that does things the right way when nobody's fucking looking. And that's the problem. You thought nobody was looking. And there was a camera on him at the time that you did. And that shows that you're an unhonorable person.
But they don't care. Because what is the repercussions?
There's a one for him. Well, he did get fired. Wait a minute. He did get fired.
I don't think he got fired. I just heard that he couldn't work at the stadiums anymore.
Maybe that could be it.
Yeah, he just got taken off the assignment.
They're lackluster when it comes to actual putting on severe punishments for law enforcement. President Trump, I think, gave him pretty much a long all their law. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
You can't be prosecuted. I think there's some new rule where your cops can't be prosecuted.
Immunity.
They have an immunity. So you ready to get
know what y'all think? And I know a few of y'all still watching. What y'all think about this, man? Are we just looking at the whole racial thing incorrectly, or is this things we really picking up? I mean, so let's just go to some questions. Do you think that a white team would have been blamed for all the holes in the wall? Well, I gotta say that's no, because damn, white team's been playing there all season.
Right. And nobody said anything about that locker room, even though that locker room's been damaged for seasons. White players have been playing in that room that were visiting players. Nobody said anything. That's why I said this is premeditated. Not only did you win the game, but now you wanted to smear the reputation of the team that you beat. Add insult to injury at the end of the day. The audacity of y'all coming back here second year in a row trying to take us out of the playoffs.
Now, the second thing is, do you think that the sheriff would have done the same thing if those two was white dudes?
No. Absolutely.
I don't think so either.
Absolutely
I don't
not.
think so either.
Because there's an intimidation factor that law enforcement, YT people think they have above us. Because supposedly you're supposed to be brainwashed to think that because you have darker skin, you have melanation, you live in this country disadvantaged. You only allow yourself disadvantage if you play within the system rules. And you're not boisterous enough to speak up in confidence to the things that you've done right. And I'm gonna show you with this new story with Shedeur, how even though in the light of everything that's being said, coaching staff not preparing him and everything else, and all the negative stuff, this kid is rock solid. And leading into this, I mean, I've watched this kid ever since he was in junior high school. And Dion was coaching the private high school that he was running. Remember that? He ran the whole high school. Shedeur has always been a quarterback. Shedeur has put in the hours. And I want to mention another quarterback that's very famous right now that came from a very prominent family, Patrick Mahomes. For some reason, these legacy families and the NFL have some kind of conflict. If you're a white legacy family member, no problem. If you're a black one and you have some pride, oh no, we need to belittle you and get you to cow and bow down to us before you can have that kind of confidence in our league. Think about that for a second.
And the thing is, as a
Mannings that have run through the NFL, all three of them, no problems with them. They're all humble individuals. Shedeur is very humble, believe me. He has that, edge about him, but look at who his daddy is.
But here's the thing, man. As a quarterback, you need confidence. You ever hear that when they say, "Oh man, he not throwing away or he lost his confidence."
Exactly.
That's the worst thing that happens to a quarterback. You have to be able to go in there and lead that team. You have to have the confidence to say that we're gonna make this happen. That's the only way it's gonna work out. Anything else, you need to have almost be cocky. Matter of fact, let me tell you this story.
Go ahead while I'm loading up these videos.
There was a gentleman who went up. He said he was training with Tom Brady, and he said to Tom Brady something to the fact of, hey, you're going to be happy, like, to do this three-peat. It was like get 3 rings. He's like, 3 rings. I'm not trying to get 3 rings. I'm trying to be like Jordan, which means I'm trying to get 7. He had lost the Super Bowl. Like, I'm training for 7 of them. And nobody said he was cocky. Nobody said, oh man, you just bragging. He's like, nah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, he's got to have confidence in himself. If he doesn't, why would the team? Why would the players? You got a room full of alpha male. And here's the greatest thing about you, Fearless. You played with a team.
Mm-hmm.
What's the person?
Man, everybody think they the shit. I mean, it's testosterone running deep, man. Little. It's you don't know even what competition is, man. Dudes competing for everything. It's like and if you don't, they gonna talk about you. You're gonna get dogged out. You're gonna do this. It's a competition for everything. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna do this. How many yards I get? Give me the ball. I mean, think about it. I remember Terrell Owens was arguing with McNabb. Like, I'm open. Give me the ball. Because it's all about I'm the man, no matter what. Even if you ain't open, he think he open. It's all this stuff.
And those incentives, hey, these players are incentivized. They have to make so many yards. They have to have so many catches. They have to have so many TDs. If they increase their performance from the last year, there are bonus monies involved. Bruh, this is a dog fucking business. And they worried about a personality.
Let me see if I can. Let me get this one queued up. I'm gonna share if I can share the screen.
I'm queuing 1 up 2. I'm queuing up 3 right now.
I'm gonna share the screen while you're doing that.
Go ahead. Hold on, I can't see it right now.
It's just coming up. Let me know when you're coming up. I'll bring it right back. It should be up. It's not sharing. Yeah, sharing. You ain't brought it up. I think you locked over there. Your internet, man. Y'all got that bad internet. Shouldn't be bad in the morning. Oh, we done lost him. He came back. We lost him for a second.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this Squirrel Network.
Let me play this. So listen, this is what you may call cocky. I don't.
Me and Brady are training in LA at his gym, and he has the location of where the Super Bowl is on his whiteboard in his home gym. And it's like March. And I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh, that's where we're going to go play the last game. I go, we're going to get you to pass Joe Montana, because of 4 Super Bowls. He looks at me with like that golden stare of those sizzling steel blue eyes and says, I'm not going for Montana. I'm going for Jordan.
See if I can get it.
Yep. Me and Brady are training in LA.
So what he meant by that is, I'm not going for the one win, baby. I'm going for every ring, every record there is. You have to have some type of confidence, man. And what they tried to do with Shedeur was break his confidence. Breaking.
And let's say I'm gonna play this video first.
Tell me,
he said a lot.
coach that doesn't tell me.
You know who this brother is? Cam Newton, NFL player himself, quarterback himself. We're gonna get into the Brady thing, and I'm gonna say this real quick. I've been following Shedeur a long time. I've been following Deion Sanders ever since he had his own reality show. I've watched this kid grow up. I've seen his games. And at the end of the day, nobody knows this unless you follow. At Colorado State, on the offseason, Tom Brady himself was training Shedeur for the NFL. He was teaching him how to do the reads. He was teaching him look at the defense. He was teaching him all the things to be a poised quarterback in the NFL 2 years prior to him announcing that he was going to play in the NFL. That's why Brady now is all of a sudden saying, I don't know who the fuck these guys think they are, but they're seriously not looking at this kid the right way because this kid is not shaken by the popularity and the sheer immense size of the NFL teams, the players, the owners. He's not kowtowing to them, and that's what they don't fucking like. But that's the way his daddy raised him, not to be fearful. And you don't want a quarterback to be fearful. You don't want a quarterback to bow down to anything. They need to come out there with their chest. The whole fucking team is on their back anyway to win a game. Why can't he have confidence? But I'm going to play what Cam said first because he's going to hype everybody up.
A coach that doesn't even mention his player's name wants the best interest for his player. These haters trying to hold me back. You holding him back from his full potential. That was his first time having reps with the one. And the excuse was this. We're trying to prioritize reps for Dillon Gabriel. Did Dillon Gabriel get any reps when he was the number 2 guy behind the starter of Joe Flacco?
Oh, let it marinate. Come up in this holiday, let your food marinate before you start cooking it.
Sources told me Dillon Gabriel was getting reps with the ones when he was the number 2 quarterback on the depth chart. Highly questionable. How did we get to this point here?
May, June. He stated he's a great kid, working like crazy. I like everything about Shedeur. Training camp. Shedeur keeps the main thing the main thing.
Oh, he was saying his name then?
Yeah, he was saying it then. He was asked if he was considered playing Sanders. He said, that's not my focus.
At this point in time, Shedeur is the number 3 quarterback on the depth chart. So it's easy for him to deflect.
After the Jets lost, we're sticking with Gabriel. We have to play better as an offense.
He does not mention his name starting in October. Also, what happens in October? Joe Flacco gets traded. This is becoming an episode of Forensic Files, CSI, Miami, Law and Order, dum 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 dum, X-Files. Huh? So around October, that's when it started.
Smell a little fish.
A little fish. Sardinish.
Yeah.
Yellowtail.
Yeah.
Sand.
Tilapia. Catfish.
Cat. Grouper.
Oh.
Snapper.
Brim.
Koi.
Oh, wow. Tuna.
Black carp. So at the end of the day, we started to say, hold on. Is he getting his feelings? Yes. He's a 2-time AP Coach of the Year. So, Coach of the Year, that's what you're doing. Not acknowledging your players as their names. When you do for some, you gotta do for all. Keep going, Peggy.
November 11th, he was asked about Sanders specifically and deflects to using the word young players as a general term and then talks more about Gabriel.
This is where our good guy Tommy Reese is asked to call the play. In this period of time, you gotta develop your players. Even if you don't give them reps in the real practice, at least give them the decency to create a period after practice because what, Peggy? He's one
play away.
On November 18th, he said, I won't commit to Sanders long term and says we trust our players and focus on the next game.
You know when you move real fast and you hear like a rip?
Yeah.
He ripping his pants.
You know when you try to poop, but it's more than what you're barking for? Oh, this ain't what I thought.
This a peak of turkey.
Oh,
don't tell me what you're saying. Kevin Stefanski has showed, Tommy Rees has showed that they really don't want Shedeur Sanders to succeed with their actions.
That's crazy, man. Even though you a starter now, they still saying, we don't want you. They don't want you. If your head coach, man, I mean, what you can do, and this is sad. This is why I think Dion was saying, we don't want him to go. And they got mad at Dion. He said, I don't want him to go to certain teams. And they were like, oh, you think he too good. Some people would just be happy.
And that was another problem, that Dion knows the league so well. He's prepped his son to know what teams he can and cannot play with because they are or are not going to take care of him.
And it doesn't, here's the thing. It doesn't even that he has to be a starter. Because usually when you get a person in and you got a franchise quarterback, but he's a little bit older, you're like, all right, we know he's a little older. He one play away. We need to really start developing someone else. And so now we have somebody who's behind this starter who's learning. That's not even happening. That's not happening. It's not even trying to develop him into it. And now that he's in there by no choice. And if here's the thing, don't let him
choice, no reps, nothing.
Don't let him win against the Raiders. If he win against the Raiders, what they going to do?
It's over with. Yeah, what they going to do?
Here's the thing. But you know what's going to happen. If he wins against the Raiders,
it was luck.
And then Dylan comes back, he's still going to start.
And Dylan is 1-3, by the way, for anybody that doesn't know, since the primary quarterback got hurt.
And so it's crazy that they do this to us, man. You can't take no knee. There's some rules that have really gone against the spirit of Black people, man. Flag on the play, excessive celebration. What the hell? Excessive celebration. You can't even celebrate when you win. It's like we really going to do things to put you in your place. Mm-hmm. And here with Shedeur, now I will say Shedeur has some things that he holds the ball too long. He don't step into the pocket. But these are things that you should be developing with your quarterback. These are things that you should be.
Yeah. And that's what he means by developing. And I have some video with Tom Brady talking about certain teams do not know how to develop fucking quarterbacks.
Which y'all don't understand. Tom Brady was not Tom Brady. Tom Brady played for Michigan, the Wolverines. He was an okay dude. He ran a slow 40, and he was behind
156 pick or something like that. He wasn't even first round.
Right. He was behind Drew. He was not even on the radar. And then Drew went down. But he was getting snapped. He was getting prepared for the time that he came in. And when he came in, he showed it. But if you don't prepare, look, I can show you all day. You can read this book. Ron, I'm going to take you in, and I'm going to tell you this book on how to drive. Start the key. Turn the wheel. If you ain't never got behind that steering wheel, it don't matter how many books you read or nothing. If I put you in that car, you like the book ain't mean nothing.
You ain't used to the speed. You don't know how to use the brake properly. You doing the stutter thing. Yep. You don't know how to shift the gear. If it's a manual, you have not prepared because you have not driven the fucking car.
You know that on this place, somebody does this, but that speed and timing, what the heck? Somebody, where everybody going, but you can't even imagine it because now you really doing it. Right. And it's a whole different ball game because looking at it and it's just like if you just throwing a ball and nobody coming at you, what the hell? That don't mean nothing. It's real time, real speed. And there's sometimes, man. and this is life. I just want y'all to understand. I really want to compare this to life. So let me help you out with life.
Oh, yeah,
Sometimes as a
we're out here
brother,
to get a win.
sometimes as a brother, you can do absolutely nothing wrong and still be blamed for something.
Exactly.
Your reputation can be tarnished. They can say it's your fault, accuse you. And if you don't have the evidence, which you never even thought you needed to put yourself in any situation, you can be found guilty. You can be walking after the best score of your life, the best thing you did, your best promotion, and somebody can still rain on your parade for doing nothing. For doing nothing, walking down the street, and the way you looked, the way you did something, bumping your ass. You can be prepared and be confident to step into any place. And what they won't do is prepare you for your next level. So you think, oh man, I've been here every day.
Oh, yeah,
You
we're out here
muted
to
me?
get a
I'm
win.
sorry, brother. Did I do something wrong?
No, I'm sorry.
Do what you're supposed to do. Why didn't I get the promotion? Why did James, who fuck up all the time, who come in late, who don't do the project, why he get the promotion? Because sometimes life is like that. And there was an actor who said that. He said, the best man don't win all the time. Y'all keep thinking the best man wins. That's a fallacy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the person they get a chance to. And he said, man, there's people out here who are better, stronger, faster, all of that, and you never hear their names because nobody gave them that opportunity.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. I had to go
All
on
right.
that.
So just so you guys know that Cam isn't really lying about what was being said, here's the actual press conference with the head coach. And listen to how he handles the direct question of Shedeur's preparedness for the games.
Oh, yeah, we're out here to get a win.
Kevin, knowing that you guys might have had to throw Shedeur into a situation like this at some point once he became QB2, why wouldn't he get any first team reps with the starters in practice?
Yeah, I understand the question, Mary Kay. I would tell you, you're always trying to get your starter ready to play, and certainly when your starter's a rookie, those are very valuable reps. When your backup is a rookie also, you do everything in your power to get our quarterbacks as many reps as possible.
Now, you're a D1 player. I know that's a load of crap. If you got two rookies that might potentially have to start behind each other, you're prepping them like a mirror. One rep is one quarterback, the other team is the other rep with the other quarterback. You are running.
I don't understand. All right. Because they said he didn't hear the cadence or something. So this is confusing to me. And I admit it, I've not been in the NFL. But even when I played, you had your scout team.
Right.
So your number one would play against the number two defense or your scout team. So if your quarterback, he's out here playing against your number two defense. Then if you have your number one offense out there, you got your number two. If you got your number one defense, you got your number one offense taking reps. So he's running the plays. He's running the same plays that other people are running, that other team. They shadow him. So I don't understand how he didn't take any reps. How are you playing? How are you preparing for your next team if you aren't doing scouting?
Right.
So he had to take something. And then sometimes sometimes your number one stay on the field. So it's a mix. Because even though you have you don't want people to get hurt. But there's sometimes you have to have them number ones on that scout team to just show the speed, to show that. So I can't understand how he just didn't get any. Who are they running a scout team against?
Who's a quarterback coach? Why wasn't he fighting for him?
Shout out LJ. Shout out, brother.
Post practice, after practice, extra meeting time. So that's just part of how it goes. But the bottom line is we trust both of our players. We trust all of our players because.
Really? You trust all your players? but yet and still you don't give him no reps. You don't prep the other guy that might be one play away from having to get in the game. What kind of
Look,
coach are
I'm
you?
telling you,
Even if you're in the
even on the
military, you
scout
prepare
team,
people to replace the next person.
yeah, I
The way
mean,
it
look,
works.
I didn't always start. Even when I was there, you ran the plays because here's what would happen. You play as a team, but you go off to your individual specialty.
Breakout.
So if you
Yeah.
out there with your the outside linebackers, the first player team getting reps, and then the second player team's getting reps. So everybody's getting in there because he need to know, one, do you know what's going on? Third, when it comes to films, after the game, you're gonna watch films and you get quizzed on what happened, what should have been, what happened with this, what went wrong,
And
all of that.
quarterbacks get it worse because quarterbacks are looking at the defense. It's like, okay, if they line up this way, what's the play? Where do you have to offset the counter that defense to get the performance out of your first line string player? So you have to be able to read the defense, even though you're calling a play and you want to run us and play. You have to read this to understand what they're setting up and whether that play is going to be a bump play or it's going to be successful. And if the defense is lining up in the wrong directions for you to be successful in that play, you got to call what? An audible. You got to be able to read both sides of the ball. You're not a dummy.
Here's the work that they put in.
Do you feel like Shedeur managed the pressure that the Ravens grabbed?
Yeah, we didn't do a good enough job, period, as a team and certainly as an offense. And
Man, he just
so
he
we'll
will
make sure that
not
back
say anything about
fair to
that
say
one
that you
person,
think
man.
Shedeur would
You won't say his
have a
name.
much better chance of being successful if you guys game plan for him and play to his strengths, and he's got those reps. And
Yeah, I think that's true, probably of every backup, Mary Kay, and I think
He will not say this man's name. I don't get it. What is what is the problem with this coach in saying one of his players' names? You're supposed to love your quarterbacks as a head coach. That's how you score. Yes, the defense can get a defensive play and score every once in a while. Your quarterback is your production machine. You should have a one-on-one relationship as a head coach with your quarterbacks.
I mean,
should be like a father and son relationship at this point. And you can't say his name. This is why Cam is so upset. This is why any player that understands the game would be so upset. The fuck? Now you tell me, your head coach and your quarterback, were they not chummy? Was your head coach trying to get the best performance out of your quarterback, saying, hey, don't worry about it. You'll get them next time. We're not going to pull you out. Don't worry about that. They're building up their confidence. They're not talking down to him insecure.
Man, I just, it's so sad, man. But as I try to tell y'all, the best people don't always get it, man. I remember people was like, Mike Tyson's the best fighter. Nah, there's some people who knocked Mike Tyson out. They just never went. There was some people who faster than Usain Bolt. They just running from the police somewhere. Just run track, It was just dudes who fighting in the street. Not always the best person gets in the best position. Go ahead.
I'm going to run this, and I want you to hear how humble this kid is as he's being interviewed. And you tell me whether the media got it right or wrong about this kid and his maturity level in handling not only questions, but not throwing people under the bus as he answers the question.
What's going on? How's everybody doing? I'm doing great. Can't complain.
Sure. Just first off, just how you doing mentally, emotionally? Obviously, I heard the news about what happened at your homes. How you doing after?
Yeah, mentally, emotionally, I'm in a great place overall. In life, it's always going to be adversity. Things aren't always going to go, as planned. But I would say, I'm prepared for everything.
What's your plan to approach this week, knowing now that you are going to get your first NFL start?
The same how I always am. Knowing exactly where everybody's going to be prepared, understand that they have a great defense. They're coached by a great coach, and they have great players on that side of the ball. So, just doing what I can, to prepare mentally, physically, emotionally, to make sure I'm my best self.
Shedeur, how much do you feel that with this start, if you play well, that you could sort of cement yourself as the starting quarterback moving forward?
I don't think too much into that, Like I think in the moment present today, I go over the game plan and make sure I execute that. When you start moving too fast.
He had a perfect opportunity to say, I hope I continue to play. He knew well enough to know not to down the primary quarterback and just to take his opportunities the way they come. His performance will speak for itself. You don't learn that. You're being told that. You're being taught that from a young age to understand to still maintain humbleness no matter what. Who do you think groomed him for this?
His daddy groomed. He know exactly what.
Exactly. But he ain't throw Dylan under the bus, even though he said, if I perform well, blah, blah, blah. Let's not talk about that like that. Let's think of it.
That's in life sometimes, you miss the small details of things. So I never want to overlook anything.
Shedeur, what's the 24, 48 hours after the Ravens game? What was your kind of process like in terms of deconstructing that game, going through your reps, and what were you able to kind of pull away from that you can build off of and as positives?
Really, the positives from that game is just being able to go in there, breaking that barrier, coming off the sideline for so many weeks, and being able to do that. I don't think a lot of people understand. How challenging that is from a rookie going into a game. Now, a lot of NFL vets, backup quarterbacks, they've been in the league. You feel me? I'm just coming out of college, So it's a different feeling, but I enjoy it. So, as the game went on and, I settled in, okay, I know what's going on. So as long as I get comfortable, which I am, each and every day, seeing the guys run the routes and being out there, it feels good. So,
again, this kid had the perfect opportunity to throw everybody under the bus. I'm not getting enough first round reps. I wasn't prepared. No, he took it upon himself to say, hey, I'm still a rookie. I understand I'm not used to the speed of the game from college and being a rookie to an NFL level speed game and how people move. He knew the reads. He just didn't know how fast they were going to be coming at him.
But the sad thing is, man, it's two sad things. First, let me play this. Let me see. I'm gonna run this up. Lying about a kid's success. Let me know when you see that.
All right.
I just want y'all to listen to this, because this is what we tell the kids.
And I've seen people go from nothing to the biggest stars in the world. I've seen people go from one role to winning Academy Awards and doing all this shit. And what I realized yesterday thinking about it, we're lying to our kids, dog. And I think that's a big problem in our community. We tell our kids that and this is fresh on my heart, like I literally just came to this conclusion last night. We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs and they will become successful. If you work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true. Success is given. It's not earned.
Yep.
Because you can be the most brilliant. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all, there were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster, but somebody said, you're the one. And the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean? And because of that, I don't know what that emotion or that feeling is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs. I've done Broadway. I've done off-Broadway. I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America. So now what?
Hold up. Say that to, we just talked about Shedeur. And the dude's just saying this. If they don't want you, they tap somebody else. And just think about all the players that have played in Cleveland. Let's even talk about Joe Flacco. You washed up, you can't do this. And he goes somewhere in the next game, he's throwing almost close to 300 yards. And the games that he went to Cincinnati. And he didn't really lose any games. The defense lost the games. It wasn't on him. He putting up the points and the TDs. He's not making the mistakes. And so he's washed up somewhere. So think about all the people who somebody just didn't tap you. And I think a lot of them say it like, look, we drafted him first round and you fourth round. You better than him. And this just ain't even talking about Shedeur. You better than him. But man, we got to justify paying this dude all this money. Think about that. How many times that happens? How many? I've seen it. And I tell you guys, I've seen it, man. That's why I say, look, in business, that networking, that humbling, all of that has to happen because they will tap somebody. And you think, man, I've been in meetings with dudes who've been the CIO. Oh, man. Didn't I tell you? Hold up. I told you. I said I went to the hackathon, and one of the things was I pulled aside the CIO, the Chief Information Officer, Asian dude. And I said, look, I know you're busy, you're doing this. I just need a minute of your time. Took him aside. I said, I've looked at your background. I looked at this, and I've looked at the other people's background. I don't see like this PhD. Matter of fact, I don't even see a technology degree. Most of y'all have business degrees. How is it that you got to this place? And then he broke it. Look, the Asian dude, Asian man to a black man. He broke it down. And he could only give me 2 or 3 points because another colleague came up. He said, man, I'm Asian. And in my community, you got to be humble. He said, you humble. You don't really, you do the work and you just sit back. He said, until I started to see how my white colleagues did it. And my white colleagues would praise themselves. They put themselves in position. Because he said 2 things. He said, one is being prepared when the opportunity comes. Don't let the opportunity pass you by because that opportunity may never come back around. Be prepared for when it comes and be prepared to step in. And 2, he said, man, you got a network. He said, I've seen my white colleagues boast at every opportunity they get. They put their name out there. And that's when the white dude came up. And I say that to say this, that sometimes you can be the best, but they just pick you. And think about this with things I have people to do work. I have people to do this. And sometimes it's the person who just nags me the most. Like,
those mouths don't get fed. It's the old phrase they used to use.
Exactly. And with that said, go ahead and drop me a cash app in there, baby. Brother need a little shot. You can see my class is a little
cash app is
$99 on cash app.
Cash app is at the bottom of the screen for Fearless, and my cash app is right at the top of the screen in that barcode to the left. But what you were saying is absolutely right. But unfortunately, in the NFL, it's a little reverse. You either have favoritism because you're favorited, or you do have to humble yourself. And that's the reason why they hated Shedeur from the beginning, because when he went to the combine, he was like, look, you already know what I can do. I don't need to sit here and answer the questions. I'm prepared. I'm ready. You know who my daddy is. You know how I play. I'm going to come in this and I'm going to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. But I'm not going to sit here and play these games with you guys like I'm fucking cattle. That's where they got fucking pissed. Because how dare you act like you're not fearful of the NFL owners or the league?
But it's almost, if you're a quarterback, man, it is almost bad to be drafted number 1. Because remember what that means. Drafted number 1s means you went to the worst team. You drafted number 1, you coming from Alabama, who you ain't never been sacked because they hitting it. You don't even know what losing. You done went to Alabama for 4 years. And in 4 years, you've lost the amount of games that they lost in a season. You lost like 1 game a season, 4 games in your
best bet as a quarterback is the hope that a team that's already been framed up, that has an aging out quarterback, like even Pittsburgh Steelers, when Harbaugh was about to go out. That's a perfect opportunity for a young quarterback to get into a system that's already set up and prepared for success, and to maybe understudy under a relief quarterback for a year, like Alex Smith did for Mahomes. He stepped out of the way and let Mahomes take it from there. That's the best system, where you can walk into a system that's already set up and ready for a young quarterback to take over and be a franchise player, but you allow yourself to at least a year of being tutored or mentored by that outgoing quarterback. But let me play this real quick. And this
before you play it, let me just drop this real quick bar real quick. Sometimes, guys, no matter how good you are, no matter what you do, life is going to throw you like that.
Yep.
Don't get mad, man. That is life. Life is don't care about you. Life don't care about none of that. And it's going to be a conspiracy to get you at any time. And you cannot look. This is just one thing with Sanders. I don't care how much this coach don't say your name. I don't care how much you don't get in. I don't care none of that.
Nope.
And when that opportunity comes, you best be ready.
You better show out.
Yeah. Because if you don't, what they gonna say? See.
This is why we didn't give him.
There was this book. This dude. I'm gonna let you play. There was this book. This dude told me to read one time, and it was called "We Hired One Once." I want you to think about the name of that. And what that means is we gave one of y'all an opportunity at one time, and that's what happened. And that's what they're saying. You see, we let him play, and it's all he has to do is all he has to do is do the same thing Dylan did. And it's like, see, we gave him a chance. We gave him a chance once. It don't matter how many times they give them other people a chance. When your chance comes up, man, you better outshine and outsharp everything.
We're Gen X. We're Gen X, Fearless. You already know. We already had to be 5 to 10 times better than any man standing next to us when we're in corporate America. And any job function, we had to know their job, the boss's job, and maybe 5 other people's jobs in order to maintain our presence in certain organizations. You had to outshine everybody to earn your spot. Mm-hmm. There's no difference, but a lot of these kids feel entitled. A lot of these kids don't understand. It's not going to be given to you. You're not entitled to shit in this world. Mm-hmm. Decide to stay black and die.
Yeah.
It's up to you to figure out the niche, the hole, whatever you need to do to be productive and successful in life. Figure it out and go after it. Because you sitting there trying to wait for something to happen for you, it's not. If you don't speak up, if you don't show out, and not in a braggadocious way, but a professional manner way, because if you're too braggadocious, then you're still a pookie at the end of the day. You can't
LJ,
with it.
LJ, I know what you're talking about. I hear you out there. They didn't want him. It's all politics. It's all this. But sometimes you're not playing. I'm gonna say this to Shedeur and let you play it. Shedeur, brother, when you go out there Sunday, you're not playing for Cleveland. Nope. You're playing for that other team who wants you.
The Raiders are looking at him too, so he's playing against
when
the
they're
Raiders.
ready to get with you. You want to go out there. You playing for that team. They're gonna look at you and say, "Well, he can't do." That's the team you playing for. Go ahead and play that, brother.
The reason I'm playing this is just to reinforce what I was saying. Tom Brady has a personal relationship with Shedeur. He knows this kid's ability. Like I said, he mentored and coached him on off season. A lot of people don't know this. So when people start talking about how bad Shedeur is, Tom would have spoke up and said it a long time ago. Hey, your kid ain't ready. You know what I mean? So I'm going to play this real quick just so you can hear the type of persona he gives to Shedeur.
All problems and
Do you hear the mentality of a professional player? It's opportunity. It's not where you go in the draft. It's not the number. The number means shit. The number is them trying to avoid having to pay you a bonus, a signing bonus based on your ranking in an NFL draft. They want to try to get you on a lower ranking anyway, so they don't have to pay you as much on the signing bonus based on the fact that you were drafted higher on the fucking roster. Okay. At the end of the day, it's what? Your fucking performance. That's all that matters. If you get on the field and you suck, it doesn't matter whether you're number 1 or number 150. But if you get on the field and you look like you're coachable and you're performing well, you got the good mechanics that you're supposed to have and the chosen position you're in, and you're pliable and they can work with you, you're staying. Point blank, that's it. I'm gonna load up another video. So
all right, I'm looking for one also. That's it.
But yeah, I've gone through all these conversations since we started doing the research on this, and it gets to a point where you start looking at what the heck, what is really going on, and everybody knows there's politics in the NFL. Everybody knows.
And I want to address when you go there, if I can address the super chat that we got.
Yeah,
it says, "But fearless. I feel like the IT world is full of racist nerds and coonish black men."
Nope. Sorry.
And so legit black men like us have to be twice as good, do extra work, and networking wise just to get far. I just want to play this. It's a minute long. Is that all right? It's a minute and 15. Go ahead. Oh, I gotta share the screen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. Go ahead and share the screen.
We share the screen.
Thank you for the $10 super chat. We really appreciate the contributions to the show.
All right. You ready? Let's see.
For example,
let me just start it right here.
These type of problems can be worked out, Mr. Williams. For example, you are a runner, are you not?
One of the best.
A big-time track star, huh? All right. Let us say, for instance, you are running a race and you suspect the opposing team has a member who is faster, stronger, more big-time than yourself. What do you do then?
So my question is, before we go on, what do? You got somebody who you in IT, they racist, they don't care, they coonish. What do you do then? Now let's go. Oh shoot, hold up. I turned the sound off. Give me a second, fellas.
Leave the track?
Hell no.
What do you do?
Run faster.
Oh shit. So my question is, what do you do? They're gonna hire Indians over you. They're gonna get these other people that's over you. They're gonna network. Look, every third. Let me see if I can even. Let me see if I can go here. Let me see. Give me 10 seconds. Outlook. I gotta go to my Outlook. Outlook on my phone. And I gotta go.
Then another video after you get done with that.
All right. I don't want to go here. I want to go to my calendar, and I want to go on Thursday, and I want to go. Is that Thursday? What's today? Thursday. All right. I know this is going to be hard. I just want to show you something. I don't want to show it. If y'all can read that, what's that say?
Team Happy Hour.
Join if you can. And you know who go there? All the networking people. And you know where the promotions get done? Over that cup of whiskey.
Yep.
Appetizer. And you know how many brothers show up here? None. Every Thursday they got this. So what's going to be the excuse? I got to go. I can't do this. You know what they do? They make that time because they know what I can't talk to my boss about in that 9 to 5. When he got 4 shots deep in him and he drunk and he feeling good. Oh, we can have that conversation. Or when that promotion happens and when you see that promotion, it gets listed and you're like, man, did they even interview for that? The job was already given to somebody else. You just didn't know it. You thought you was going to interview, and you thought, hell, I had a great interview. I did it. I should get the job. Brother, that job was already given before you ever showed up, because that's what they doing. So we got to do the same things they doing. What do? Do you quit, or do you run faster? Do you play the game that they play? Just like I said, I wrote, as soon as that happened, I came home and I sent them a pic. I sent you a picture, Ronin. I sent you a picture, said, I just met with this CIO today, man. And this dude just named me.
Yeah.
He said, man, you got to play the game.
Man, I'm trying to tell you that the happy hour is the key. And I used to, and I was in sales organizations, technology sales organizations, things like this. And we, on every Friday, would have an overall company happy hour. And we would all go to TGI Fridays or whatever bar it was going to be. I'm sales rep. Or sales exec. I have an expense account. No big deal. You know what they do for the salespeople, right? We buy all the drinks for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They take everybody's business expense card, throw it in a fucking glass jar. The CFO stirs the pot around and pulls out one card. There's the one that's paying the fucking bill. I'm talking anywhere from $700 to $1,500 of fucking drinking. No big deal. That's fucking networking within the company. The visitors that come out from time to time, because we'll have happy hours when we have visiting conventions and different things like that. And this is where you actually get to know the people. The boss you think is an asshole ain't really an asshole when he's off work.
Mm-hmm.
He's one way at work and he's another way when he's off drinking or doing his own social life. And he understands how to decipher the two. That's how I learned. You know, I had great mentors in the business, and I'm talking old Russian dudes that will fucking tear you out with their fucking mouth. They're so cold-hearted. I had some old fucking Italian guys in sales. If you think about the sales organization back then, that shit was not for the faint of heart.
Mm-mm.
They will fucking talk you up out of that fucking building, especially if you competition to them. You know, we grew up with tougher skin than most of these kids have. They don't have it, you know, and they've been coddled enough that they, for some reason, don't understand how to get it. And that's where channels like ours are very important. Generation X is the last generation that'll be able to tell you how it was before there was a fucking computer around. Before there were all these conveniences. But let me play this video.
And yeah, when you play that, well, let me do this before you play that interview. Play that. Let me do this. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I'm cutting you off, but we ain't gonna go too much longer. We're not gonna keep you here too much longer. But I just want to show this real quick, man. Because I took some. You done got me.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were sharing the screen.
I'm just gonna share this real quick. I know y'all might not be able to see it, so I'm gonna say what it says. This is a pie chart. And when I asked the boss, well, how y'all get them? How you get to be in that big, making all that money?
Mm-hmm.
You know about pie? And I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna do this. I promise y'all, I'm gonna do it on my travel channel. I haven't done it yet. Me and Ronin have been talking about it, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do some finances on there because I want y'all to understand it to a certain level. He said, man, because I said, man, I do the work. I do this. You know, I don't even brag. I just, you know, I let my work speak for itself. He said, that's your damn problem right there. He said, your work don't speak for yourself. He said, let me tell you how it really works. 10% of what you do is your performance. That's the work you do every day. 10% of what you do, performance counts as 10% of your success. 10%.
Say it again. Say it louder.
Performance counts as 10% of your success. Image and exposure. Well, image counts as 30%. That's how, you know, you think you look. Exposure is an eye-popping 60%. Are you exposing yourself? When somebody says, I need this person, are they thinking about you? I told you what I was saying. Sometimes it's just you in some place so much that when they say, well, we need A, B, and C. And the only person they know that does A, B, and C is you. Yeah. Not because you're the best. It's just because it's just like, Hey, do you know somebody who does tire work? And the last thing you think of is, oh, that commercial I seen or something. That's the person you recommend. Exposure, man. It ain't about performance. We got this thing is I'm gonna do a good job. And the white folks say, I'm just gonna be out there and do my thing, baby. I know how to get on the golf course. I know how to do this. And this goes all the way back to what we were saying. We don't know the game. And
Your
sometimes the game is
persona,
rigged against
your
us.
reputation is everything in competition, in life, and business. If other companies are trying to recruit you out of a company, if other companies, and here's the thing, I used to go in and I would have an employment contract with a lot of companies. I wouldn't go in open contract. I wouldn't go at will and fucking employee. When I walked in, I was important enough and I knew my value enough that what I was bringing right along with my client base and everything else, I walked in and had a signed fucking employment contract with certain rules and regulations that were built in for my protection as well as theirs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I walked in the door. You ain't going to push me out. I got a contract. Ain't nobody going to come in, some young buck, and I have to worry about training him to replace me. Nope, I got a contract. I can train him as best as I can. And this is the way I leveraged my abilities. Told them, look, I know way too much, and I'm going to train your people to do the same shit I already know coming through the door. You ain't had to train me. This is my fucking experience that's coming through the door. And I knew my experience had weight. So if I'm going to train all these guys to do what I do and maybe even better, I need to know that I have a certain amount of time to do it. You're going to grade me on my performance, not my performance only, but the performance of the employees that I train after me.
Mm-hmm.
If they're making money, I should be getting a kickback from them too, because you weren't getting that performance out of them before I showed up. I laid shit down. So there was no way that I felt like I was being challenged with my job. A lot of people say in corporate America, the best thing to do is not to show too many of your cards and train somebody because they'll instantly replace you and have somebody making less money replace you. No, you leverage your abilities because at the end of the day, they don't want you with your knowledge to go to their competition. That's why they try to get you these non-disclosure agreements on this other shit.
Exactly.
Well, in sales, guess what? That shit don't apply because that's your livelihood. They can't get you to sign an NDA because you got to be able to sell. You got to be able to talk. You got to be able to talk about your experience and everything else because that represents you. Don't matter what company you go to.
Let's hit this point here.
Understanding your values in life. You got to understand what your worth is. And I told you guys, stop working for people for pennies because whatever they're paying you, you could have made that so much more in that by yourself. But let me play this video real quick. And this is Tom Brady talking about coaching.
They're going into a program. I mean, I'm telling you, this is not, there's a lot of people who have no idea what they're doing when they're tasked with coaching a quarterback or calling an offense. So are you saying, I mean, just like we'd rank quarterbacks 1 to 32, do you rank offensive coordinators 1 to 32? Do you rank quarterback coaches 1 to 32? Well, what if you have the 32nd ranked coordinator in someone's mind, or the 32nd ranked quarterback coach? How is he getting a level of development that the guy who's first is getting?
The NFL just froze mid-scroll because Tom Brady apparently went full detective mode and blasted Cleveland for sabotaging Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, you heard that right.
Now, remember, I said Tom Brady knows Shedeur on a personal level. Why would you think a GOAT like this in the NFL, with all the reputation he has, speaks up for a black player? Of all things, a black quarterback, if he doesn't have a personal relationship with him to where he knew whatever he said out there was not going to be a fucking lie, and this kid was not going to embarrass him. Because there ain't no way a white man's going to speak up with you and then have you turn around and embarrass his ass. Ain't no way. In no world. Corporate America, sports, nothing.
Brady, the man who treats footballs like Fabergé eggs, just dropped a truth bomb that's got fans questioning if the Browns are running a franchise or a spy agency. Grab your popcorn, because if Brady's calling out sabotage, then something wild is brewing in Cleveland, and it's not just bad play calling.
The local. There you go. I don't want anybody else's opinion. I just wanted you guys to hear that. Nobody's going to speak up for you but you. Now, if you have mentors that have a belief and faith in you, that's the greatest thing. It's a good old boy network, and I don't give a fuck how more advanced we are in technology, how more advanced corporations are. That just means they need less people. At the end of the day, it's who you know and what you know and how well you represent yourself and what kind of value you can bring to them or the projected value you can bring to that company that makes you a viable fucking choice. Ain't nothing else. That's the formula. Make yourself viable. Make yourself the type of person that nobody can do without, and they don't want to see you go to the competition. If you do that, that's it. You can make as much money as fast as you want.
Well, I hope we educated y'all this evening. We done brought y'all some things that I hope that really helped you guys out. Man, like I said, sometimes it's not what you do. You can get blamed.
Yeah.
So just to recap what we did, if y'all got here late, we spent the first half going over what happened in Ohio with the team that was inner city that went to go play the suburban rich team, left the locker room in shambles, so to speak, drywall and busted up. We come to find out that was all a lie, that they blamed the inner city kids for something they didn't do. And just went all baller on them for something that didn't happen. We talked about the trooper that went off on the teammates and gave them the wow. You know, they didn't do anything. They just playing a game. He put himself in a position. Now we're talking about Shiloh, who never got the opportunity and never got the chance. And this is just to go to show you guys that sometimes, man, the world, it's going to be against you. And sometimes things happen to you that have nothing to do with you.
Facts.
And we just run faster, baby. We run faster.
You always got to outperform. You always. And never relax about that. You always have to be better. You always have to see in the future. You always have to have projections. You always have to see where the market is changing. And you need to be there fucking first. I'm 58 years old and I'm fucking running AIs. I'm getting jobs doing music videos and all kind of shit. Now I'm learning how to do self-automation on AI. I'm not supposed to know this shit. I'm 58.
But nobody paid you to learn that. You did it, and when the opportunity presented itself,
I was ready.
That's right. That's right. Well, brothers, I hope y'all join us. We're gonna get some more. We've been out for a little bit. We've been doing some things behind the scenes. So don't think that we just disappeared. We've been building some things behind the
guys
scenes.
in,
We can bring y'all a better show.
Yeah, analytics, all this shit. We've been doing all the technical stuff from the background. So
we want to make sure that y'all experience is good, because we know that y'all can be anywhere you want on a Friday night. Y'all want to be with us. That's why sometimes we're not going to be here on a Friday night all the time. We're going to be on Friday, Saturday, Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon. We want to be everywhere you are to make sure you get the right information from the perspective
facts
that we bring it to you from.
Yeah.
Because you can hear the truth, but until you hear the truth from us, oh, baby, you ain't heard the real truth.
It's a rumor.
It's a rumor. That's
we're
right.
gonna make sure the media is staying on point. So, we always do our research. We go a little bit deeper than most people. They just want to get it out for clicks and views. We're going to go and do the background research. I'll go back years and look at certain things. Like I said, with Shiloh or Shedeur, I've watched this kid grow up. He's been in the media the whole time. Anybody can go back and review how this kid carried himself. He earned every bit of that. His dad didn't spoil him. He earns this money. He does the things he needs to do. He markets himself in the proper way. He earns this money. Nobody's giving him shit, even though his dad is in the position he's in.
And showing out. Bam.
What did you just do?
All right, my fellas. We're going to, I got Ronin on my side, so he's going to put some things together here soon. So y'all can see when we coming out. We appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining us. If y'all didn't catch it now, make sure you catch it on replay. Yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you know random as a Rubik's Cube. Baby.
What the heck was that? It sounded like you were muffled, like somebody just threw a static bomb at you.
That was Indian Hill, baby. Indian Hill do that static bomb.
But here's the nice thing with Restream. We can actually restream this whole live again. Instead of you just catching on a replay, we might just run it on days that we're on vacation or just want to run it back and see if we can get better exposure on a certain time. If you guys like to hear us at a certain time, leave it in the comments on the playback. Hey, what's the best time you'd like to listen to us? On lunchtime, whatever time it's going to be. Maybe we'll do a show that's pre-recorded and play it during those times that's more convenient. The more interaction we have with you guys, the better we can kind of like gear these conversations and these podcasts towards the things that you, our listeners, are interested in. Again, like I said, if you don't want to super chat, that's fine. Just hit the like button, leave a comment if you're on a replay, and subscribe to our channels.
That's right. Even if you don't watch, just go in and play it when you go to sleep. You know, put it in the background, just let it play, and just let it keep on there. You know, that's what we like. Shoot, get that algorithm up, baby. Get that
Please.
All right, fellas, as I say, as always, stay strong, stay smart, stay fearless. Because you either be fearless or you're going to be forgotten.
And all I say is, this is Gen X veterans. And if we can't tell you, who will? Because a lot of y'all don't have the direction, and a lot of y'all didn't have the advantages that a lot of us did. So we're just trying to tell you before we pass out and we don't have any more juice. We're OGs, we're haters. So we're just trying to impart to the ones that want to listen.
All right. All right, brothers.